Welcome back. Oh, you look great, but we don't got time to talk about how sexy you look right now because we're back at the apartment. I'm Asif Ali. This is
Ali Baluch.
And my God.
Hey, welcome for the new time, time viewers.
Yes,
welcome.
yes.
This is the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
It's our chance to sit with our favorite diverse content creators, influencers, actors, athletes, musicians, athletes.
Anybody doing anything cool, we sit down, we interview them, and it's not just your standard run-of-the-mill interview where they're just like on and you feel like you're not really getting to like who they really are.
Yeah.
Ours is different.
Yeah, we try to keep it very intimate. We try to, try to open up,
Yeah.
We try to be open. Our guests usually open, and we have a great dialogue. So get comfortable. Take a seat. This is going to be a long episode, but you're not going to feel it. I promise you.
At all, because who's our guest?
Yeah, we have Alex Wasabi for today. And but before we talk about our guest, we have two announcements.
Oof, here we go.
So what's happening tomorrow?
All right, well, guys, I was gone for a long time.
You were gone for a couple episodes.
While you were manning the ship, by yourself very bravely and heroically. You
appreciate it.
You kept it from sinking.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? There were no Titanic situations.
Nope.
I was gone shooting a show, the second season of the TV show that I'm on called Wrecked.
We're not going home! Let me just fire up my iPad. Oh, wait, it's a coconut! There's 35 of us, which means we outnumber you 5 to 1. I suggest you share the island.
Wrecked on all new season premieres June 20th on TBS and the TBS app.
It's on TBS. And season 2 of the show premieres tomorrow night.
Wow.
10/9 Central's back-to-back episodes 1 and 2 of season 2.
Okay.
And if you're in LA, you probably have seen all the billboards.
I saw a billboard yesterday here in Koreatown.
There's a video of me. I got back into town from doing stand-up, and I was walking to a dinner, and I saw a billboard, and I couldn't contain myself, and I started dancing.
Hey.
Just pure joy. Because your boy is working.
I retweeted it. I retweeted twice.
So that show premieres 10/9 Central tomorrow on TBS. So DVR it, watch it online, do what you need to do. But if you haven't watched season 1,
where can they find it?
You can watch the entirety of season 1 for free. No cable, nothing. You don't need anything. You download the TBS app, or you can watch it on the TBS website. So you have no excuse to get caught up. So let me know in the comments what you think about the show that I'm on. You know what I mean? But we're not talking about that right now. But also, you can see me in person.
Oh.
If you're like, hey man, I like you and I like your work on the apartment and I like your work on TV. I'd love to come see you in person. Well, guess what? Your boy is still on tour.
Ooh.
Right? Last week I was in Canada. Shout out to everybody that came out. We had people that came out from the apartment.
No way.
Yeah, shout outs to them, for coming out. You guys know who you are. And, before that, when I was in Arizona, people came out because of the podcast. Like, a lot of people are coming out because of the podcast, and that's I appreciate that. And so the 21st of June through the 26th, I'm going to be...
So that's Thursday? Or
that's Wednesday through Sunday.
Okay.
I'm going to be at the House of Comedy in Bloomington, Minnesota. Shout outs. Twin Cities, I'm going to be right there, 15 minutes. So come out and see your boy. I'm going to be doing an hour of stand-up. This is no like, hey, he's just going to come through and do a meet and greet, or he's going to come through and give you a high five. He's doing 5 minutes. No. I'm doing my craft. I'm doing an hour of stand-up. So Wednesday, Thursday, they're at 7:30. Friday, Saturday, I'm doing 2 shows each night, and then Sunday I'm doing one at 7. So come through, hit me up on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and I'll try giving you that apartment discount of putting you on that guest list. Okay, because you guys are day ones, so I'll put you on the guest list. So come out for the shows, but I'm not the only one doing shit. Okay. Your boy Ali Baluch is also doing shit.
Yes.
So what are you doing? You're only working with the hottest network of all time.
HBO hit us up.
Be out of this bitch. Are you kidding me?
So next week on Thursday night, we're gonna do a screening for the Asian Pacific American Visionaries short film competition. The 3 winners of that short film competition, we're gonna screen their short films. We're gonna have the filmmakers there, and I'm gonna lead the panel discussion with that, and it's gonna be at the Arena Cine Lounge. It's going to be here in LA. The link is in the description for my event. Please come out. It's open to the public. There's limited seating, so RSVP.
And you're going to see people, and he's going to be interviewing people that, I mean, these are people who, like, they get put through the HBO system, and these are the people that make the awesome shows that you like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are the people who make shows that you're like, I love this. It's HBO. I mean, they're not messing around.
Yeah.
So we get to meet them.
Yeah,
We get to meet them.
especially for a lot of aspiring filmmakers. Please, this is great for you. You can come network, ask questions to these established filmmakers. And on top of that, watch some great short films. You get to see me ask questions live. And the link with all the information to RSVP will be in the description. Asif's RSVP comedy information will be in the description of the who, what, where, when.
Yeah.
So,
But before we get to this episode, as always, we got to give a little shout out to our sponsor, Adidas. You're a drug dealer. What do you wear to a wedding?
Adidas.
So that being said, enjoy our episode with Alex Wasabi.
So today on the apartment, our guest is Alexander Burriss, also
the whole name,
also known as Alex Wasabi.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't. Yeah. Are you related to Alexander? I mean, Aaron Burr. Any relations to
Aaron Burr? No.
Okay.
But Aaron Burriss is my brother.
Oh. Aaron Burriss.
Yeah.
Okay, because he killed Alexander Hamilton.
Oh, no.
This is what my shirts are like from.
I'm not
Hamilton.
related to that guy.
Okay. All right. So anyway, today we have Alex Wasabi. Alex was a part of the duo Wasabi Productions.
Yes.
You guys used to call yourselves Wasabi Brothers, right? Or people used to refer to you guys as
we were Alex Wasabi and Roy Wasabi, and then people started calling us
the Wasabi
the
Brothers.
Wasabi Brothers, yeah.
Yeah. They started off back. Okay, so this is funny because like every majority of the people that we've had on the podcast have been around since like the beginning.
Yeah.
Like Phil.
Like OG day
Yeah,
ones.
like we had Wong Fu, we had Tim, we had a lot of the people that came from like Eric Ochoa too. They're all like, and Alex is one of those OG guys. He came on the scene when him and Roy.
What year was this?
Like 2000, like early
05,
2006,
06,
almost
yeah.
05, yeah. It's like January.
And they started doing like parody songs, videos, day in the life, like those music in the life, and then they'd start doing comedic sketches, challenges, and then now it's become a challenge and a vlog channel, and every so often, so R.I.P. Wasabi Brothers.
Yeah.
You got to go solo eventually.
He went solo.
You can't do NSYNC for 20 years.
Yeah, you
gotta break off.
You can't do One Direction for so long.
Exactly. You gotta break off, do
go
your
off
own
and
thing.
do your own solo thing.
Exactly.
So you know they went off, and then Alex now is killing it on Wasabi Productions.
Thank you.
Staying relevant,
Yep.
which is fascinating. You know, Homeboy is Filipino-American, half Filipino, from Montana.
That's right. Wow, you guys do your homework.
Yeah.
Great,
Montana.
Great Falls,
Big
Montana.
That's where I was
sky.
born,
Big
but-
sky country.
And then he spent some time in Kentucky.
Wow, so you're like a country boy through and through. Wow.
And now he reps North Carolina.
Oh, that's true. It's
Where in
true.
North Carolina?
Like the Durham, Raleigh area.
Okay. I have
Yeah.
cousins that are like in Chapel Hill.
Oh yeah, Chapel Hill is like 20 minutes from where I
Yeah.
grew up. I worked
been
at the hospital in Chapel Hill.
Oh, really?
I was the health unit coordinator in the UNC Hospital, Chapel Hill Heart and Vascular. I don't remember, something like that.
Okay, I need to know about this.
I was like the
Damn.
secretary, but that was a long title. I was like,
Yeah.
Anybody's like, what do you do? I was like, I work in the health or in the Heart and Vascular Center as a health
People are
unit
like,
coordinator. And
people
they're
are like,
"Oh."
this dude's a doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Dr.
He has
Burriss.
time for YouTube and he's a doctor. Yeah.
So, how old were you during this time?
When I was working
Well,
in the
yeah.
hospital, I was probably 19.
Damn.
Like YouTube, I was doing YouTube for like 6 years before it took off.
Yeah.
And it was just a hobby. And I was a waiter. Then I was working at a hospital. Then I was working at a retirement home. And then I was a waiter again. And then all of a sudden, that first YouTube check came in for like when one the videos
Call
started
Me
doing
Maybe?
good. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They're like, I'm out.
They popped off with a pair. I mean, they were doing well, but then Call Me Maybe came out. They did a parody, blew up.
Yeah. Ew, your face is crooked. No symmetry. Please get away now. Don't call me baby.
I saw that. Yeah.
Okay, this is fascinating. I didn't know that. I didn't know this about you. So retirement home.
Yeah, I was a waiter in the retirement home, and it
What
was
was the most popular food or drink item?
Oh man, there's a lot of prunes.
Yeah.
a lot of like
Gotta keep it
yeah,
clean.
a lot of soft foods. They were like millionaires, but it was like the nicest retirement home ever. So it was like these millionaires. It's like a resort, but they're just super old. And it was funny watching them because it'd be crazy because there'd be old couples there.
Okay.
And they're
really?
like old, but one of them has Alzheimer's, so they forget they're married and they start hitting on another old lady. And, and he's like, no, you're married. And he's like, what? Are you sure? I was like, yeah, you're
So
married.
every day or so, he would wake up being like, damn, I'm single. I'm on the streets.
Yeah,
Let's do it. And then he'd get the worst news ever. Someone's like, no, dude, you're married. And he's like, God damn it.
And one time this guy came up. There was a group of older ladies because, the guys usually die off first because it's just how it happens.
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
like a group of older ladies. There's like 6 of them. And it's like a popular girl group. And they're all
It's just
sitting
like
there.
high school. It
Yeah,
never
just
ends.
like high school.
Yeah.
And this guy comes up with his cane and he's like, what's up, ladies? And then they're like, hey, George. And then they're like, dang, are those new shoes? And he's like, yeah, you know. And then he started showing them, and they were New Balances. But
Yeah, the
old
Steve
people-
Jobs.
Like orthopedic New Balances.
Yeah.
2 Velcro straps. Check
so
this
funny.
out, ladies. Look what I got. Did any of the old ladies hit on you?
Oh, all the time. They would be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and we weren't allowed to take them back to the room because they would be like, oh, can you help an old lady back to her room? And then they'd be like, you want some candy? You want to watch TV? Like, oh.
So it's real. Okay, so let's
Have a Werther's original while I pop this top off. Yeah.
Ew, gross.
I know. I'm trying to not picture anything. Let's.
I love that was their tricks.
Let's get dark for a second.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
So there's abuses in nursing homes and retirement homes. Did you witness anything where the help would abuse, like physically assault these old people?
No, nothing like that. I was in the like dining area,
Oh,
so I
okay.
was only there when they came to eat. Other than that, I
Anyone
don't know.
showed signs of abuse?
No.
Usually not. If millionaires can afford it, usually
Yeah,
that shit
it was a
doesn't happen.
super nice one, but
Yeah,
there'd be
yeah,
like
yeah.
you could tell there's people like the workers are like walking them, and they're just like, another day walking these people.
Damn.
Come on, like they don't want to be there, but
Yeah.
nothing bad ever happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just seen footage, and it's just heartbreaking, man.
But that's never where millionaires stay.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you were doing Chapel Hill, the doctors. What were you doing? Were you
So I was
like in the hospital? Were you doing? You said you're a receptionist, or
Yeah, I was like the go-to guy. So the nurse would, if a code blue or something, the nurse would run to me and be like, call everybody. And I'd be like, hey, everybody, when you're needed. And then if like alarms went off, I would be like, hey, we need this here, we need this here. They'd give me medicine. I'd sign it off and make sure it's right and put everything away. And
That's
then
intense.
sometimes, so I would work night shift.
Yeah.
Not a lot of stuff going on.
You
night
make a little
shift.
bit more money initially, being like, "Yo, I'm making a little bit more money."
Yeah.
But then you realize it's like crazy.
Super
night shift.
boring.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, I would be in the heart and vascular, and there's usually older people that have those problems, and there would sometimes be crazy people would come in, and not like, I mean, crazy, but like insane, like mentally unstable, and they would be in the room and they would talk for hours and hours to nobody, and
Really, just like sitting in a chair.
yeah,
just
no,
talking
they're
to
just
nobody?
laying in bed and they're just talking to like their grandson that died like 10 years ago. So there was this one lady that did that, and it was weird because she was right near my desk. So I asked one of the nurses, I was like, can I go like sit in there and just listen? And she was like, yeah, sure. And then I went in, and then she was like, George, is that you? I was like, yeah, Grandma. And then she'd be like, where have you been? And I'm like, oh, I was just getting some groceries. And she'd be like, oh, well, like, the Andy Griffith show's about to come on. Hurry up. And I'm like, okay.
This is so heartbreaking.
Well, no, I mean,
Yeah,
well, it
yeah.
was probably
Yeah.
better
Yeah,
than her
she-
talking to nobody.
Yeah.
True.
But it was crazy. And then the next day, she would just completely forget everything and then do it again.
Damn, that's insane. Okay, so moving on from that, I feel like, do people know about this history? About,
I don't know.
This is news to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So okay, so you met your original partner in crime, collaborator Roy, back in middle school or high school.
He says middle school. I say high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he says that
You're like, I would never hang out with you in middle school. Maybe
yeah,
high
I was
school.
too popular in middle school. But he was like, his story is that, which I can believe, like it's something I would do. He said that he came out of school one day and some random kid, ran up to him and was like, hey, you want to say magic trick? And he was like, sure. And then I showed him magic trick and he was like, okay. And then we just started hanging out after that.
Wait, hold on. He made it seem like you were the one that was like, hey, please hang out with me.
No,
Please.
it was like I was like just the ADHD kid that was like
Oh.
showing everybody this magic trick,
yeah.
and he was one of the random people I showed.
Yeah.
And then we ended up.
So were you into magic around that time?
Yeah.
Were you doing magic tricks?
I have a
Did
magic
you-
trick right now.
Did you think that you would be? We'll get to that. Did you think that you would be a magician, or is that your thing, or were you just into it?
I was just super excited about this one specific trick that I could show you right now.
Please.
Okay.
Please,
Okay.
please,
so you gotta
please.
go like this.
Okay.
Put your
All
hands
of
out.
us?
All of us.
Yeah. Okay.
Go like this.
I can only my arm.
Okay.
His arm's fucked
and then
up.
like this.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now just switch these two pinkies. See, and then I'll switch mine.
Okay.
And you see how there's two in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you go like that.
And you go, what way? This way?
And that's how I met my friend, and that's how I got here on this podcast.
Damn.
He just Chris Angel does. I don't
That's
like it.
crazy, right?
That's insane.
Okay. All right. So.
It's a way to disappoint the audience. Too.
Yeah.
Just like, I can't do it. No, that's why I'm a magician, bitch. You don't know my secrets.
Yeah. So you did that. And you've been very open, and you mentioned right now you had ADHD. You didn't really do well in high school.
Yeah, I
right?
still have ADHD.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how was that? How was high school for you? Especially when you guys were popping off. What were your like juniors, seniors when things were really?
Yeah, so we started I think we started around 9th grade, but we were making videos before that,
Yeah.
just for fun.
Yeah.
And then we went to different high schools, like right next to each other. And then I ended up transferring to his high school because we moved and we were near that one. And I didn't realize how big we were yet, because at my school, my friends knew who I was. They're like, oh, Alex Wasabi, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I went to his school.
And they're like, oh.
And I didn't expect it. And I walked in and everybody's like, Alex, wait, he goes here now? He goes here now? And I'm like, Roy, what's happening? And he's like, oh, they know everybody watches Wasabi here. I was like, what? And it freaked me out. And that was the first time I was like, whoa, meeting a bunch of people that knew me before I knew them.
Yeah. And what grade was this again?
It was like 10th grade.
Okay.
What's
Yeah.
that like being famous in 10th grade?
Oh, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything you do, people are just like watching you. I remember we would go to pep rallies, and people I didn't know, and I would be sitting a certain way, and then I would be like doing whatever, and then I'd look over and everybody's sitting the same way, and I'm like, what? Why are they sitting like you? Like, why? And then I would see people looking at me and then like copying the posture, and it was really weird.
Yeah.
It was super weird.
Okay, so
Yeah.
was it hard to make like so I feel like every year your channel is progressively getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Was it harder to make genuine real friends?
It wasn't harder. It was more like you could tell the people that only wanted to be friends because of who you are. But then there's other people that you could tell there's genuine, like they didn't go out of their way to try to be friends with you. They just happened to be in the same class and you guys hit it off.
Yeah.
But then there's some that are just like, hey man, what are you doing after school? What are you doing for lunch? What like, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
What's your name? Like,
Wow.
I feel ya. So you did community college for like a little bit,
Yeah.
you know? What were you studying there?
I don't know, man. I kept switching up. Like in high school, I got really bad grades, and then I went to community college because my parents wanted me to, and I was like, oh, you guys saw how bad I did in high school. I don't know why you want me to go to community college.
Did your parents feel like, oh, he's doing poorly in high school because this other thing is popping off and it's taking his attention?
Well, I wasn't making money from it yet.
Yeah.
So they just thought
Is it
I
like
was
a
just bad in
distraction?
school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you did. What were you studying in college?
First it was like nursing, and then I went to dentistry, and this was all in like a year or 2 years.
Shit,
And then
you
I
were
went
joking
to,
about the ADHD thing.
Then
You're
I
like,
went to
okay.
real estate.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of stuff, and then eventually I just didn't take another semester, and then I was working at this waiter job at the Texas Roadhouse. I don't know if you guys know it.
Yeah, I know what
But
that is,
every
yeah.
hour the waiters have to dance in a
Yeah.
line.
I'm not aware
It's
about
the saddest
this.
Yeah.
thing in the
It
world.
was
Because
like
you
a
can see it in the waiter. They're just like, I'm just trying to pay my rent, man. Why you gotta make me fucking? You gotta make me dance
That's
every 15 minutes? Come on, man. Give me some dignity when I go home.
Yeah, every time the song came on, people would
Yeah.
hide in the refrigerator, hide in they would try to hide because they didn't want to. But I was the only one in line of like 10 people that would be like,
ready to go.
Hey, let's go ADHD all day.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun, but I was making like $15,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
There, it was like nothing. And then YouTube took off, and then we got the first check, and I was like, whoa. And then the second one, and I was like, whoa, this is like my year. I made it in a year and a month. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then I kept working at my job, and I worked there, and me and all my friends, like my best friends, we all went there together and got jobs together. So we all worked there, and I was making like crazy money back then.
Yeah.
And all my friends were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I would still keep my job. And they're like, why are you still working here?
Yeah.
I was like, what else am I going to do? All my friends work here. I don't want to just hang out at home. And then,
I don't want to line dance by myself at home.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I would supposed to work like five shifts a week. And instead of working, I would pay other people to work for me. And then I would work like once a week and hang out with my friends.
Okay.
And then, but the days I had off that I paid people to work for me, I'd be like, man, all my friends are at work. So then I would pay for my friends, people to work for my friends.
Oh shit, this is like some crazy Mike Tyson story. What's going on
Yeah,
here?
you're just paying people.
I was paying other people to work for other people.
But then my friends would be like, hey man, like we work for a reason, we need money. And so I would pay my friends.
Oh my God.
So I'd pay people to work for me, for my friends, and then pay my friends what they would have made that day too. So that we can go like hang out.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
You just writing checks left and right.
And then I got like fired. My boss pulled me in one day.
Did he catch the scheme that you were playing? Or?
No, he was like, he stopped me one day when I came in, and he was like, hey Alex, come here. And I was like, oh, he's like the owner of the restaurant. And I was like, what? He's like, I heard you're making more money than me now. And I was like, I guess. And then and he's like, why are you still working here? I was like, I want to. He's like, you don't even work. You just pay people. You're losing money working here. And I was like, yeah, but it's a lot of fun. I love the environment. And he's like, look, you're not fired, but don't come in on Monday. And I was like, oh, all right.
You're like, what about my friend?
Yeah. Okay, that's wild.
Wow,
Man.
that's nuts. So then, how much did you notice at a point where you're like, God damn, I'm just like bleeding money at this point?
I mean, it's weird. Like I'm like a content person. So like everything I have, I'll take the bare minimum. I don't need anything crazy. Like I still drive a Toyota Camry from like 5 years ago. It's my first car.
Yeah.
And so I use most of the stuff. I use it on my friends and my family.
When did you get to a point where you're like, okay, what did you do when you were fired but not fired?
I just made more videos. I guess I just focused on videos, but I was
And you're
bored.
waiting for Roy to finish school.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
The time.
Yeah.
Roy was in school at NC State, and I wanted to move to California. I was like, man, we're making a lot of money. Let's go to California.
Yeah.
And he's like, I gotta finish college for my parents. And I was like, okay, I understand. I'll wait. So I waited 2 years, and then we eventually did it.
Okay.
And we moved out here, and then we're still friends. Like he's still. A lot of people are like, oh, they hate each other, and we did have like some disputes, like that we never talk about. But he was like, man, I want to go do my own channel. I was like, oh, no worries.
And it's pretty successful.
Yeah. It's really good.
This thing's doing well.
Yeah.
So, all right, your mom's Filipino.
Yeah.
Correct? And there was like a pretty solid Filipino community back in your area.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel fitting in? Were you accepted? Because like a lot of people who are like biracial are like, oh, I'm not fully accepted into this community or part of this diaspora. How did you feel going in? Did your community just look past that? You fit in?
Actually, I never even thought about that. But now that you mention it, it was kind of different.
Damn.
I mean, they treated me the same. Like, they didn't treat me bad. But there were some times where I was excluded from things. Or, like, there was, like...
Ooh, examples.
Or
like
they
what?
just... it's just, like, things... Or,
Little
like, the way they
things.
talk to each other is different than the way they talk to me. And I was like, you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
You're right. I just always saw myself as Filipino. I never thought of like half. And in basketball, they would get really frustrated because I grew up playing Filipino league. But I'm half, so I'm like 6 inches taller than everybody.
Yeah.
So I was always the center.
Yeah.
They would be so mad.
Yeah.
They'd be like, ah!
They're like, he got the cheat code.
Yeah.
So you don't speak, what's it, Tagalog or Tagalog?
Tagalog.
Tagalog, yeah. You don't
No.
speak that.
No, I
So your mom would speak with you in English?
yeah.
Okay.
The reason we didn't learn is just because she didn't have anybody to speak it to growing up. So.
Okay. When did she come to the States?
Aaron, my older brother, is 13 months older than me. So he was born in the Philippines, and then they came here, and then I was born in Montana, and then my sister was born a year after me, and then we moved to Kentucky. So yeah, there wasn't that much Filipino.
Is there a reason your mom chose to live in the States that she did? Was it just for work? Or?
Well, my dad was in the Air Force, and then he met my mom, and then they got married, and he brought her over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you in military bases? Is that why you moved around a lot?
No. Well, no. When I was born was the last military base, but I don't remember it. It was in Montana.
It was
and I moved to Kentucky because we had family.
A year. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how, like, you went back for the first time, or you went for the first time in 2015, right? For your friend's wedding to the Philippines.
Yeah.
So
I don't know the year, but I'll just take your word on it because you know a lot about me. So I think I did. Yeah.
So for a friend's wedding, you went there in 2015.
Yeah.
About like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So I met
How was it when you went there? Like,
it was crazy.
Did you feel like okay, I'm home?
Yeah. I mean, well, when you go there, even if you are full Filipino, if you're American, they're gonna know how you carry yourself, what you're wearing.
Oh yeah.
Like even if it's not the craziest things, it's just American. They can tell you're American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same thing in India. They're like
same thing in Afghanistan.
Yeah, this guy's not from here.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like every country I've visited, whether it's Turkey or Spain or Greece or Egypt or whatever, they always think I'm from there. They're like, they'll speak Turkish to me, or they'll speak Spanish or Greek. And then when I go to Afghanistan,
they're like, no, you're not.
They're like, where are you from?
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm Afghan. They're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know? How did you feel when you were there? Did you were you like, I don't want to leave. I gotta like find out where like my mom lived and how my mom grew up, or did you have those thoughts?
Well, when I went there, it was third world. So it was the first time I went to like a third world country. So I was like, whoa, it was just crazy how everybody was living and like how different. There's like super poverty, and then there's like
super
there's like
rich.
no middle class. There's like rich and then super poor.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But the guy I went with is a celebrity over there, which I didn't know.
That helps.
And his dad. So I met him at the YouTube Space LA, and he was like, we started talking, and I was like, hey, we found out we had a mutual friend. I was like, cool. And he's like, where do you live? I was like, I live in Glendale. He's like, oh, can I get a ride to Burbank right next to you? I was like, sure. And then we're driving and stuff. It's like 45-minute drive. And then my mom calls on FaceTime. And I'm like, hey, Mom. And she's like, what are you doing? Just driving home. Yeah. And she's like, by yourself? I was like, no, my friend's here. And then I was like, is it Gabe or Gab? He's like, it's Gab. I was like, oh, my friend Gab's here. She's like, oh. And then I was like, say hi. And then I turned it to her. And then she was like, and I was like, what, Mom? What? And she's like, wait. Is that Gab? I was like, I guess. And then she's like, that's Gary Valenciano's son. And that's the Michael Jackson of the Philippines. And I was like, what? It's like one of the top celebrities. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, okay, cool. Bye, Mom. And then I was like, what? You're a celebrity? He's like, yeah, I'm trying to come over here and do YouTube. Yeah. And I was like, cool. And he's like, well, actually, I'm getting married in like a month if you want to come to the Philippines. I was like, okay. And so flew to the Philippines. It was crazy. It was a crazy wedding. And I remember going to the wedding. We're sitting there, and one of the friends I made that was there was like, hey, man, so you're from America? I was like, yeah. And he's like, so you don't know any of these people sitting here in this reception? I was like, no. He's like, oh, this is like the A-list celebrities of the Philippines. This is like the George Clooney's and the Brad Pitts. And I was like, what? For real? I don't know anybody.
That's wild, man.
It was crazy.
And you go back often, right? Or you try to...
I've been there twice for a YouTube Fan Fest and then once for the wedding. But I want to go like not business related.
Yeah.
Just for
explore,
fun.
Yeah.
One thing that I really respect what you've done that a lot of some YouTubers do, but a lot don't ever consider it. Like once you guys start popping off financially, first of all, when you guys got those big checks, were you instantly like, oh, we split it down the middle? Or was Roy like, this is my channel, I brought you on, I take a bigger cut?
No, because he realized that like he knows that we both do. Yeah. I did all the writing back in the day, and he did all the editing. So like, and we put it together because he couldn't write because he was studying. He's in school, so I took over all the writing, even though he could have. And then once we moved out here, we got an editor, and we both wrote for a long time. And then we just started having some problems, and then he wanted to leave. Yeah. But we remained friends after.
Okay, but like initially, you guys were like,
yeah,
we split
50-50.
And so what they did is like they put like money and investments and stocks, retirement, So what made you be like, let's be smart with our money and not just like, because you like some people, like you're one of the few fortunate ones that like after 10 years,
You're still
you're
around.
still getting like 1 million hits a day.
Yeah.
A day.
I know, it's crazy.
And then there's some people that have been around for 10 years that are getting like 20,000 hits a month.
Yeah.
I know, that's crazy too.
So like, I only bring that up is because like this YouTube success can be temporary.
Yeah.
And like at that time when you're popping up, it's hard to be like, oh.
How do you you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
like
hard to maintain.
So
it for
what
that
at
long.
that age were you like, oh, we're gonna be smart about this. We're gonna approach this the smart way financially.
Dad.
Okay.
My parents
Understandable.
were like, hey, you gotta do this. And then I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you really gotta do it. Because they were more scared of that reason that it was gonna be temporary.
Yeah.
And we were just focused on making content.
Yeah.
And so he was like, put this away. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then now we're putting like 6 figures. I put 6 figures in my retirement every month.
God
Yeah.
damn.
God damn.
It's
That's
crazy.
good.
Yeah. Just super retirement. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to, if anything happens, like that adpocalypse that happened
Yeah.
recently, that was super scary. I was like, oh, it's finally happening.
Yeah.
It's happening.
The floor
Like,
has
YouTube's
dropped.
over.
Yeah.
I
But
was so scared.
But like your content's very, and you've consciously kept it family friendly.
Yeah.
Why?
It's more like, because I was a kid when I started, so all my stuff was kid stuff.
Yeah.
And then I grew up, but my fan base stayed the same, so I kept doing kid stuff, and I ended up growing up still doing kid stuff. And then some of the things I love is when I'm out in public, the most common comment I get is from parents thanking me for having clean content. They can let their kids come to my channel and just let it play like a playlist and not worry about it. So, so I like that. And then we
Yeah.
know that most of our fan base is like, there's older people, but like at least half of them are young.
Yeah.
So gotta keep it clean.
You know your audience.
Yeah.
And you play to that
Yeah.
audience. Smart.
Okay.
Smart.
But I feel like even if that wasn't the case, I feel like you'd still gravitate towards, or do you feel like that kind of restricts you a bit where you're like, oh, I want to try something edgy or push the boundaries a bit, but I can't. Does that?
It did. It used to bother me. I'm like, man, I wish I could do some other stuff. But then I started work on other people's channels. I'll do whatever. Like I'll have an idea and I'm like, oh, I can't do it. And I would like hit up like Tim or something and be like, hey, let's do this on your channel. It'll be so funny. And like, I'm not saying like give me credit or anything for writing or anything. I just want to do it and I can't do it on my channel. So it's a good script. We should do it on yours.
Okay, so you just find a different avenue.
Yeah. So then we
Smart.
ended up doing it, and then it's
yeah.
crazy. I actually did a role, which is the craziest role I've done so far for my fan base. Is it's for this. Oh, I actually can't talk about it. I mean, I can kind of talk about it. So it's a series I'm doing, but in the series, I play this punk kid.
Okay.
And he smokes.
Yeah.
He drinks.
Damn.
He says bad words.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, a lot of bad words.
Yeah.
And it was weird, like seeing myself on the playback saying these things on camera, and I'm like, whoa.
And you're like, the ads.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, that's not what this is. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
wait till it comes out like later this year, but it's gonna be crazy.
Ooh,
Okay.
Bad Boy Wasabi's coming now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited to see
I don't know
this.
how my fans are gonna react to it. I'm nervous. Yeah.
On your channel?
No, it's not for my channel.
Okay.
It's for another series.
It's
Yeah.
something that you can bring
Something
in.
I can't bring up, but just know that it's about to get crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's dope, man. You know, you're like off camera, you're just as excited as you are off camera. Like I feel like you don't get. I've never seen you mad. Mm-hmm. Do you get mad? Do you get frustrated? Why are you always happy? What the hell? What's wrong with
Because the issue is that he's always mad.
I'm
and-
always like I'm in a legit in a
He's the-
constant state of anger. There's like this like baseline.
He's
of
the
anger.
antithesis to your happiness.
But I
Yeah.
love that about him
Yeah,
because like
yeah.
people always ask me, they're like, oh, you know, like just hanging around with Fusi and stuff. They're like, who are like, are all YouTubers weird or like are they angry? Are they like fake off camera? I'm like, there's 3 guys that are genuine on and off camera, and that's like Dietrich is one, Alex is another, and Waleed Muhammad. You know, I'm like those 3 guys are just like these genuine,
Just pumped.
nice guys.
Yeah.
They're the
Yeah.
nicest guys
Oh,
on
thank you.
in YouTube. Why? Why are you like this?
I just try to spread
wild
positivity. So like
Okay.
I do get frustrated, of course. I get
course, yeah.
mad rarely, but I get frustrated pretty often. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
But there's ways you can deal
Yeah.
with
Your
it.
frustration's
It's not
one
like
thing, but it's not like knocking things down, breaking things.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
because he's an adult.
I mean, I haven't broken anything here yet.
Not yet.
But like
you're an adult now.
But I feel like if I could, because first of all, if I break something, I'm like, damn, that cost me a lot of money.
That's true.
But what, like, I don't see you having that type of rage. Or do you?
No, the only time I ever get mad is like usually it's in basketball. If somebody's like elbowing me or like holding me down, and I'm like, you can't do that, and then we don't like get to fighting, but we argue and yell and stuff. But other than that, that's just like getting heated in the moment in basketball. But other than that, I'm just a happy guy. I try to.
How do you keep that cool?
I don't know, man. I just want others to be happy. So if I'm not happy, then I'm not doing my job. I can't make other people happy. So I guess
fair enough.
I just grew up thinking that, and now I'm just I try to stay a happy guy.
Yeah, I know, and you've mentioned that a lot in the past. You've said that like you enjoy making other people happy, and you enjoy making people laugh. That's why you're always a class clown. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like sometimes you just think more about others than yourself?
That's what my girlfriend says is one of my problems. She's like, you always worry about making other people happy, and it frustrates and stresses you out trying to make other people happy. And I'm like, I know, but like that's what I want to do. And so it's like you got to find a balance. It's super hard.
I mean, you've been doing it for so long. Is there? I don't know. Is there like a drive to be like, I gotta make people happy, or not? I gotta, but like. Well,
like my drive changes. Yeah. Like at the beginning, I just did it because it was fun, and I was a kid. I had no car, no phone. I had nothing to do, so make videos. And then people started liking it. Then I wanted to make people happy. Then I saw the fan base starting to get bigger. I was like, whoa, I have a chance to make a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
So I kept making videos, and then after years and years of that, like the drive started going down, and then I was like, man, what do I really want out of this? And people are like, what's the next thing? And I don't know what the next thing is. I'm focused on YouTube, and I want to make my videos more. And like now it's gonna sound weird, but I'm focused on views because I want views because views correlate to money, but the money is not for me. I'm set. I'm pretty much set for my life, but now I gotta focus on my future family's life. So like my future wife, my future kids, my family now, my dad, my mom, getting them set up. So I'm good. Now I'm just working super hard for them for like future stuff.
Yeah. And then, the views open other doors as well. Then your companies and production companies and studios will actually take you a little serious. Like, this guy's getting these hits. We can give him more opportunities to do bigger things. I'm surprised you didn't get on the YouTube Red Wave when it first broke out.
Well, I was like hesitant when I first broke out because I didn't know about it. There was no YouTube Red stuff out yet. So now that it's like, now that I've seen other people, seen what it's about, I'm in 2 this year.
Okay.
And then I think 3.
But let's bring it back to LA. You mentioned like right before we start filming that you bounce around a lot.
Yeah.
Like you can't live in one spot.
Yeah.
You've been here for what, like
3 years?
3 years?
3 years, yeah.
You're in Glendale.
Encino. And then Hollywood. And now downtown.
Why do you feel like you bounce around a lot? Is it because you like when you were young you bounce around a lot? Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just get bored easily, so I just want to go. Like I live in one place too long, and then I'm like, okay, time to switch it up. Let's switch it up.
Yeah.
New place.
Yeah.
So I haven't everybody's like, why don't you buy a house? And I'm like, I don't.
Commitment.
I'm like, that's a commitment. Yeah. And then they're like, yeah, but you can just sell it. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds easy.
Yeah,
but then you have to find somebody to do it, then find the buyers, but if nobody wants it.
Yeah.
He took some real estate classes. He knows, man. He knows how it goes.
And I'm focused on. I'm getting my parents a house in August.
Okay.
So
out in North Carolina.
Yeah, and my brother's graduating to high school, so I'm putting him in like the best private high school, and then
nice.
I'm getting a house around that high school, and then I'm like, okay, guys, you guys live here now. Like, this is your house.
Yeah.
Forever. Like, because right now my parents rent, and like my whole life they've always rented, and we've always moved a lot. Like, I think I remember like 6 houses growing up.
Wow. So that explains a lot then.
Yeah.
That explains even why now you're like, I got to keep it up,
Gotta keep bouncing
around. Got to keep the tradition up. Family tradition.
The Wasabi's move. That's what we do.
For sure. Did you experience bullying growing up?
Kind of, but not really.
They used to call you Mickey Mouse back in the day, right?
Well, that wasn't like... actually, maybe it was a bullying thing. I took it as a compliment.
Oh, okay.
Well, don't ruin his whole childhood for him. Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had a really high voice. I have a high voice now, but when I was younger, I had a super high voice, like until I was like 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had a growth spurt. I was like 5'6", in high school with a little voice, and like girls saw me as their little friend, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And but bullying never really. I probably was bullied, but I was so like ADHD that I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I thought they were being friendly.
Oh, people were just excited about me. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Moving around, like what made you focus more on vlogs and less on sketches and stuff?
Meeting Fuzi, actually.
Okay.
So I met Fuzi and Lauren at the same time. So my best friend and my girlfriend at the same time, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was at a YouTube Fan Fest. And Fuzi, I was at the airport. I didn't know anybody. And it was a bunch of YouTubers on the same flight. And I saw a bunch of YouTubers like grouped up, but I was by myself because I didn't know anybody. And then he ran up to me and put his camera in my face. And I was like, hey. I was like, what's up? And he was like, let me see your tooth. And I was like, what? That's the first thing he said. He's like, let me see your tooth. And I showed him my tooth. And he's like, I thought you broke it. And I was like, I did. I just got it fixed. This is fake. And he was like, oh, I follow all your socials. And I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
And then he introduced himself, and then we ended up being on the same flight. I mean, next to each other on the same flight. And then our rooms were next to each other, so we just hung out.
Okay.
And then the fan interaction.
Yeah.
I would see a bunch of fans, and they would run up to me, take pictures, and leave. And then he would see a bunch of fans, and they're like, oh, how's your dog? How's Ali? How's this? How's your mom? And I was like, what? That's crazy. I've been doing this for 10 years, and all they want is pictures. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to start vlogging. So then I started vlogging, and now it's completely different. It's exactly what I wanted,
Yeah, so it's because there's like that engagement, that community that you've developed. You know, so what happened to your tooth?
Oh, I was in Hawaii on a date. And there's this girl I met in the Philippines at my friend's wedding.
Okay.
And I was like, what's up? And then I was like, hey, let's see each other again. And she's like, sure. And she went to, we were like, let's meet in the middle. So we met in Hawaii. We were like hanging out for like a week or something. And then on the last day, I was trying to show off. I was paddleboarding in a group of people. And I was doing good. I was like, oh, I'm killing it. Yeah. And then I was like, watch this. I could do a handstand.
Oh, Jesus.
And I had the paddle in my hand. Yeah. And I'm like, I do a handstand. And then I'm like, they're like, whoa. And then I jump back up. And when I jump up, I pull the paddle. And the, like, you know, the paddle like this?
Yeah, it just smacked
hit me right in the tooth. And like nothing else hurt. It was like, and then I just saw something white fly. And then it was like, and I was like, oh. What? That's my tooth. And then I was like this, and then she's like, what? And I was like, you're not gonna believe it. And she's like, what? And the group's like, what? And I was like, guys, just wait. I gotta soak this in. This is like when Michael Jordan falls down and he just like gives the crowd a few seconds. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, no way.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. And then I went to go get it fixed, and I couldn't get it fixed, but I got a root canal because you have to get if it's like an open nerve like that, if you get in the plane.
It was deep.
Yeah, it didn't hurt though. Like even the dentist was surprised, but he said if I got in the plane, it would have been throbbing super hard.
Yeah, the pressure, yeah.
So you went in Hawaii, you saw a dentist?
Yeah, I had to, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. How many injuries have you like sustained in your life?
That's it. That's the only bone I've ever broken if you count teeth as a bone.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Other than that,
I break bones.
You break shit all the time.
I literally,
and it's never for anything as cool as your reason. It's always just like, man, I'm just walking down the street. I broke my elbow.
My elbow broke 2 months ago. I dislocated my elbow and broke it. What? And right now I'm in physical therapy, and I can't.
He's in physical therapy, like someone who's been in a war. And they're like, "What happened to you?" And like, "My elbow, man." and they're like, "Stop wasting our time."
Your nickname could be Bone Breaker.
Oh yeah,
and everybody be like, "Whoa, he breaks bones, man."
Yeah,
my
own bones.
I break my own bones. I don't break other people's bones. Do you see yourself as a spiritual person?
No, not really. I just positive energy.
Yeah.
Positive. Like you get positivity if you give positivity.
Yeah. Did you grow up in a religious household?
No, not really.
Okay. So your parents never like you never really frequented church?
We did, but it was like when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, we would go every Sunday, but then when we got older, they left it up to us, and I was busy with everything, so I just never got back into going to church.
Yeah. So do you see a higher power? Do you meditate? Do you just like do the universe?
Or is it just the positive energy, man?
Or is it just the
positive
positive
energy,
energy?
That's it, man.
Yeah.
It's that simple sometimes.
Some of your videos, let's touch on that. Let's touch on some of your videos.
Yeah.
Some, like recently, when I say recent, like last year,
Yeah.
a video of yours went viral from like like your dentist video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I rap so hard on preacher. Girl, you looking like a creature. Girls be like, cause I got a feature. I'm like, no, but it's really nice to meet ya. She's like,
When me and Roy split up, I was like, oh, I was just creating content, and I was like, man, there's like different things we both wanted to do. Like he wanted to do this, but I was like, I don't know. And then I want to do this, and he's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So once he was gone, I was like, oh, I can do whatever. Like,
Yeah.
And so I went through old videos, and I was like, man, I heard videos do good on Facebook, or like cut downs of videos, or I could remaster videos that we edited like 6-10 years ago.
So you still have the footage of those?
Yeah,
Oh.
the original. And
So you keep footage?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it's still up.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
okay, okay.
So this video is like 6 years ago. I think it was 2014, or like 15, or I don't know, whatever years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's this really funny part in it, because there's a whole bunch, and then I rap at the end. And I was like, oh, I'm going to put the rap in. Maybe if I just put the rap on Facebook, maybe people like it.
Yeah.
And I put it on Facebook, and then people loved it. They're like, whoa, because it's 100% authentic. There's no way I faked it, because when I'm rapping, my stitches are coming out, and blood is filling my mouth, and I'm still like spitting blood and bars, like bloody bars.
yeah.
But it's crazy. I get recognized for that.
Yeah.
On the streets, and they don't know anything else. They're just like, "Hey, you're that guy who wisdom teeth taken out." Yeah, that's weird.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Awesome.
You've started a lot of challenges too, because
Yeah.
right now you're doing like vlogs and challenges.
Yeah.
When did you get into the challenges?
That was just.
Were you guys always doing challenges?
Yeah, we're always doing challenges. I want to get back into sketches
Yeah.
soon, but we've been doing. We always do challenges, experiments, lip syncs, parodies. All that. We've done everything.
Yeah.
That's why how you stay relevant is you adapt.
Yeah.
So all the YouTubers are talking about that aren't doing well anymore is
Yeah.
because they won't adapt. They're trying to stick to the same thing that got them big, and they won't switch over. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
So that's the biggest thing I see, and they just can't get out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, challenges. I've started a few. There's the finger lift challenge.
And I remember I texted you a while back.
and you were
'cause
like, "That's not real."
yeah, and then I would try to get my coworkers to do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, and I showed them the video. They're like, why? And they're all like in their 30s
Yeah.
and stuff, like late 30s. And I'm like, yo, let's do this challenge. And they're like, and I'm sending them the video. But you guys have done a lot of challenges. First of all, you trash your apartment. How
Oh,
do you
yeah.
clean that up?
Actually, we have cleaners come through.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
so
you're like, it would take me a year to clean this if I was
Yeah.
thinking about myself.
well, we clean it. We clean a lot of the smaller ones, but the big ones, we're like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And we'll
yeah.
just, and the people we have is the same people we always have, so they know what to expect. They're
Okay.
Like, oh, okay.
So they don't ask questions.
Yeah, we pay a
They're
little
like,
extra.
they're like
and they
these
just-
guys make us work for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Dope. So right now you're working on some other projects. You're doing things that you can't talk about.
Actually, there's one thing I can talk about is
Oh.
Escape the Night.
Ooh, what's that?
It's a YouTube Red series that Joey Graceffa did.
Oh,
He
that's
did one
right.
season.
Yeah.
It's like Escape the Night and a reality show it's like a what are those things? Escape rooms.
And a reality show.
And reality show
Oh,
put
that's
together.
where we
Yeah.
all did the escape room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah,
where
yeah.
it was.
That was before it was popular.
Yeah.
We're trendsetters.
You're the one. You're the one who was like, let's do this escape room.
Yeah.
And we all went up
And
to.
we're like, what? And I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
This was like a couple
It was
years
scary.
ago, man.
That was better. I feel like they have restrictions now.
They do?
can't do crazy things
No.
like they did that back then.
Yeah, that's
Because
why
they're just trying to get people to like give a crap about them.
Yeah.
Now they're so popular where they're
Everyone
like, you
has-
can't do you
Yeah.
can't do this, you can't do that, you can't take cameras into there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
It was
went.
like-
yeah, I went back. Have you been back to that one?
that one?
Yeah,
No.
I went back. I took another group of friends.
Did you win?
I couldn't. Like, I didn't want to
We
be
were
the.
so close, which really bothered me.
I know. We
We were
were.
right
we had like that
there.
girl like just busts out.
You were
from-
so mad at that girl.
Oh yeah,
You
they have a girl that comes out. She's like an actor.
She's
and
like
supposed
chained up in this bathroom, and
they-
I'm like,
because
look,
the
if you're
escape-
not gonna help us, I was like, if you're not gonna help, we're gonna lock you back up.
because the
ran
escape
away.
room, the escape
Next
room,
to the toilet. That's so bad.
the escape room was you go in and this guy had like trapped this woman. You're like searching for this girl he like kidnapped her, and he's like doing weird experiments and stuff. He's like a doctor or scientist, whatever. And if you don't get it done in time, then he releases this gas and
it kills us.
kills all of us. So like you're in it, and then part of the game is it like they have this actress and like God bless her. Like, that's tough. Acting is already hard enough in Hollywood, but she's got to play like this kidnapped lady to come out and scare all of us doofuses, right? So she comes out and she's like giving it because she's got to act the entire time. It's like an hour. Right? So she comes out and she's like, making noises. She can't really talk.
Yeah.
And this asshole is just like, hey, bitch, listen, if you're not going to help us out, I don't have time for your shit, all right?
I'm going to chain you back up in the bathroom. And then she ran away.
And I was like, dude, she's trying to get a SAG card. Don't be like this. And so she's like, listen, I know you guys are assholes. I'm just going to chill. I think it was kind of refreshing for her because she's like,
helped, yeah.
I don't have to be on the entire time.
Yeah.
I can just kind of be like, yeah, just watch the video. She like kind of nudged. She didn't break character, but she'd just be like,
She's like, isn't that what it seems? And
it's over there.
Yeah.
And then she would just sit there and be like, whatever.
Yeah. No, that was fun. Speaking about being on.
It was amazing.
Do you feel like you have to be Alex Wasabi whenever you like all the time on camera and when you meet fans? Can you just be your Alex Burriss? Or do they
want you to be like,
hey, yeah.
They do.
Okay.
When I meet fans, I do turn on, I guess.
You try to.
Yeah. So like most YouTubers, I feel like they're 100% when the camera's on, and then they go down to like 30%.
Yeah.
I'm like 100% when the camera's on, and then I go down to 75.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm still on, but I'm not like So I'm still an excitable person. But when fans come up, I've been Alex Burriss when fans come up, and they don't like it.
Really?
And they're like, hey, I'm like, oh, what's up?
Yeah.
They're like your stuff. I was like, dope, man, thanks.
and they're like, is he mad at me?
Then they're like,
Yeah.
We
The hell
wanted
was
you
that?
to be over the top, excited.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
They
So-
want you to be as excited to see them as they are to see you.
Yeah, but I am.
Of
Yeah,
course.
like, yeah, but so like when I do see them, it does make me like, oh, thank you. Which videos do you like? What do you do?
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, and then
Yeah.
so it's not that hard.
Okay. Do you feel like sometimes you're, recently, since you've been killing it, but like, did you feel for a while that you weren't given the respect in the YouTube community, or you didn't have like the respect of the YouTube community?
Yeah, I did feel like that for a while, but not anymore. But back then, I would make videos, but they weren't like
Huge,
they weren't
huge.
like no, they were huge. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
like we got more views. We got like double the views
Than
of
other
people
people.
that were in the spotlight and like doing like hosting YouTube stuff and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, man, why not us? And then I don't know why. I think it was because I didn't have a manager, but it was like super frustrating because we get like 100 million views a month, and then somebody's getting 20 million views a month, and they're like getting these crazy deals, and I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah.
And you just gotta make yourself known. It doesn't matter who you are or what you do. If you don't make yourself known, then people aren't gonna know.
Yeah. No, it's wild.
It's crazy that like getting 100 million views a month is like being in the shadow.
Yeah, and it's still like nothing.
Yeah. And it's crazy. I loved, first of all, so every year, I'm sure everyone knows, but like every year, YouTube does a YouTube Rewind video where they get like the biggest people of the year, and they do like this like crazy
Like
video.
a montage.
Yeah. And was this your first year being in it?
No, I think third year or
Oh, that's right, because you're in this dance battle thing last year.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
first
yeah,
of all,
yeah.
this year, hands down, he had like this 3-second little segment, and I was like, oh shit, that was dope.
Yeah.
I was like, because I was watching, I was like, oh, that's so and so, that, and then it's like Alex. I'm like, whoa. I was like, that was fresh.
Yeah.
Dopest scene, man.
I got there and they were like, hey, you're gonna do this dance scene. I was like, okay. And then they're like, oh, also your hair's blonde. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, you want to be David Bowie? I was like, I guess.
Is that who you're supposed to be?
Yeah. So then they
yeah,
painted the
David
lightning
Bowie,
bolt
yeah.
across my face because they were like, it matches your hair, and they just threw me in there. I was like, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You and Lauren had little like slow down moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fresh.
Yeah.
That was dope as
it
hell.
was really cool.
When did you decide to get more into the business side, where it's like, we got to get a manager? Did you sign with the talent agency?
That was actually super recent.
Okay.
Like, I just got like for like 11 years, I didn't have any of that stuff.
And you're just
now-
doing it on your own.
Yeah, I was just doing it on my own, which was super unnecessary, and I wish I got a manager so long ago.
Why? What aspects of it do you?
It's just like negotiating deals, like arguing back and forth, going to meetings that I didn't have to go to because if I had a manager, she could have done it.
Yeah.
Like I was never just the talent, which I should have been a long time ago.
Do you feel though that because of that though you have a more well-rounded
understanding
of the business.
Yeah, I do.
Like nobody can take advantage of you because you're like, I was in those meetings.
Yeah, but now they can't, but they did before because I didn't know what I was talking about, or I was like, oh yeah, I'll do that deal. Yeah, I'll do that.
So you were their dream. They're like, oh, this kid has nobody.
Yeah, they're like, he has
this
no
is great.
idea.
He came with nobody.
Yeah. And now I can't believe it. Like I got a manager. So many things are changing that I didn't even know that weren't supposed to be happening, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Like.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So now there's like this new wave of like new YouTubers that are coming up.
Oh, there's always a new wave.
The freshman class every year.
Yeah.
Every year there's a freshman class.
Yeah.
Does it bother you? Or do you get annoyed where you're just like, you guys are just gimmicky? Like,
well, it's just like, it doesn't annoy me, but it's just like, man, I just feel older every year because like it looks like they get smaller, not even just younger, they're smaller in person, like they're just little people.
Yeah, they're getting more compact. They're gonna fit on a computer eventually and just live on the website.
It's crazy though. They'll like come and get all their crazy views, but when they're young and they get the views, they get super like.
It gets to their head.
Super
they
quick.
become very Bieber-like.
Yeah.
To get that Bieber
Crazy.
syndrome.
You're like,
where
I met this kid one time. You know Fuller House? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know of the show.
So I'm not going to tell you which kid, but there was a kid on that show that I met. I went with Superwoman to go watch the taping, and there was this one kid that was super like diva. And he was young, and he was like the cute kid. Everyone's like, oh, and then I don't know his name, but he came afterwards. We went to go meet the cast. We met like everybody. Like Gibbler and whoever, and this kid came up, and one of the cast members was like, "Oh, hey, come take a picture with us." And then he was like, he's like 5. He's like, I'm busy.
Wow.
And
you were like, you just stopped taking shits in your own pants. I'll punch you in the face. What the hell's your problem? No respect.
I would karate chop your throat. Yeah. So he was like, and then he even went, I'm busy. And then I was like,
oh wow.
What? Wow. And then I was like, I'm vlogging, so I was like, I gotta get him in a vlog.
Yeah.
He might say something crazy, and then I ended up having to cut it because he looked bad. It would have been a bad look. I would have got in trouble. And he was like,
man.
I was like, hey man, and he was like, hey, and I was like, hey, so what's your favorite show on Netflix? And he was like, I don't know. I'm working all the time. I don't have time to watch Netflix. And I was like,
this is the saddest story ever.
I was like, so are you saying that Fuller House isn't your favorite show on Netflix?
Pretty easy, yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, I guess. And then he left.
Oh my god.
And you're like, nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That may not be him though. It might be just like he's literally probably stressed the fuck out. He's 5.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I remember auditioning like when I first moved out here. They tried sending me out for like shows like kids shows, and I was like, I can't. There's like a certain amount of energy you need to have to like do a Disney Channel, and I thought I was really giving it. Yeah. And I remember one time I auditioned, they were like, "Can you give more?" And I was like, "I'm literally popping veins in my forehead. Like, how much more do you want from me?"
Yeah.
But anyways, so like they would have the adults and the children audition separately, and I mean, I do stand up and stuff, so I was doing other things, and I remember I had to come late to an audition, and so it was me in the waiting room. And then like a bunch of kids, and these kids, it's like, I think maybe 3% of them actually want to become actors.
Yeah.
And the rest are just their parents being
They're
like,
just forcing
you better
them
learn
into
these goddamn lines.
Yeah.
And like hairspraying the girls and like aggressively running the lines to them. And I'm just standing there just like, yo, I don't think this is not going to end well for like these kids. Because like you could see like in most of the kids' faces, they're like, I just want to hang out with my friends and be in school. Like, why?
Yeah, why am I here?
Why are you taking me out to this shit? Like, let me do this later.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. I mean, but like, I feel like now with like YouTube, it's just, kids can do whatever. Like, you know, like you guys
YouTube is different though, yeah.
You guys were kids. You guys were like 15, 16, 14. And you guys were just
decided to do it. You were like, hey,
doing
I
it for
do
fun.
This
Yeah,
myself
it was fun. Yeah.
It wasn't like your mom dragging you out and being like,
Yeah.
I'm going to take you out of basketball to fucking read these lines.
Yeah.
Did you feel like at a certain point it became more of a work? YouTuber like, all right, shit, I gotta like write this, I gotta edit, film this. Like, this isn't fun anymore. Did you ever hit that point where like YouTube became?
It felt like, oh, this is a job more than it is like a fun thing that I do.
Yeah. Well, it got like close to that point, but whenever I started feeling that way, I would switch up. So I was doing sketches, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to write another sketch, and then okay, let's do parodies and more upbeat, and then after parodies got old, we're like, let's do challenges, let's do experiments, and then now I'm on vlogging. But I want to get back into sketching.
What do you think the new thing is going to be after vlogging? You think it's going to go back to like sketches and stuff?
I don't know. I hope so. Like, I loved it when YouTube was all about sketches and like stuff, and now it's all about like slime videos or being loud, and just yelling in the camera and just being like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" So
and you're getting older too, where you're like, my energy levels aren't the same as what it was when I was 20.
It's not even that though. It's like it's not even like that. It's just like I don't want to scream at you guys. Every day, like, guys, I got a desk, and then you have to be that excited about. Everything. Every vlog is them, a person being that. He's like, door. I saw a door today. Like a person. You're like, what's happening?
It's all about yelling, screaming, quick cuts, like cutaways to like movie clips. It's just loud noises. It's like flashing lights.
It's like long form Vines.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just what it is. It's just because retention rate of like a YouTube video is like 3 seconds. So if you can't keep their attention every 3 seconds or something crazy happening every 3 seconds, they're gonna turn it off.
Right. So like, so you haven't really been like on those drama channels. I haven't really seen.
I'm just kind of sad about it. Like, I'm like, man, come on.
Man, you're drama free.
I want to talk.
It's better.
Like,
it's better.
You gotta start some type of like. Have you had beef and drama with other YouTubers where you're like, I swear, if I see this person, I'm gonna knock them the F out?
No, never. There was one time.
No one would dare.
Yeah,
I feel like
no one would dare with Alex, man. I've seen this guy fight.
Because you're like, man, if this guy is this
we
happy.
went boxing that one time.
Oh yeah.
This guy got me in so much trouble. He got me in so much trouble. I was like, hey, come to this boxing class I had, and so he was like, yeah, I'm free. So he comes and we go, and it's in K-Town. It's called K-Town Boxing.
Yeah.
And we had this instructor, old school Korean dude. Hardly spoke English, but he was like this like hard ass where he's like, this is how it is.
He's like, I punched my way to America.
Discipline, right?
Yeah.
We get there, he doesn't like people talking, so he's like, do your drills and I'm gonna come and help everyone.
Shut the fuck up.
And Alex is just like talking, and I'm like, and I'm seeing like the guy like helping a student and giving me like this like look over. And I'm like, Alex, we gotta
shut the hell up, Alex.
We gotta keep it down, and we're like doing our punches. And then the guy comes over, and then like he just starts like slapping, because he's like, you gotta keep your hands up, and like I'm trying to like block, but he's going like super fast, like punching me.
He's just
he's getting his like frustration out. He's like, you guys are talking. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you guys now.
You gotta learn somehow.
Because this guy just kept talking. But anyway,
he didn't hit me.
Yeah, because you were new. It was like day one.
He's like, I need to make sure you're a monthly member. I'll beat the shit out of this guy.
But anyway, so you haven't really caught like beef with anybody. Nothing's really come around.
Now, because they'll catch those hands.
True, but then I'm also, it's just like this. I think it's the same reason I wasn't bullied in school, because I'm so positive that if anybody attacks me, everybody's gonna be like, "Whoa, why would you go after him? Yeah, he doesn't do anything." So they don't want to catch that.
You're the level. You're the heartthrob of the genuine.
Also, like if someone is this happy all the time, I can only imagine. If you really got them pissed off, what would happen? I
really don't get mad. I only get mad when I get.
That's what I'm saying. The point that you do would be a murder.
Super mad, and that's it. Like,
no, I feel like if you ever do snap, it's gonna be terrifying.
And the same thing with Ali. Like I am scared of the day he actually becomes happy. Like it's gonna like the world is gonna erupt. Yeah.
It's been wild, man. Anyway, so I feel like we're wrapping up. We hit about an hour.
Nice.
Thank you for coming through, man.
And best of luck with everything that you're working on, man. Keep evolving, keep changing.
Yeah, dude, you've gone through this
arc.
Yeah, but it like keeps getting bigger for you.
But it's like at success. It's never like, where is your?
Thank you.
You're about to hit 10 million by like the end of the year.
It's bananas.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that happens.
Yeah, and I feel like people grew up watching you, and like now they're like graduated. Have people said that like, I was watching you in high school.
Oh yeah,
I'm an adult.
Now I have like a PhD and I have kids now, and they
Yeah, I've had that. People will come up to me and say, "Wow, I used to watch you when I was like in 5th grade," and I'm like, "Okay, how?" And they're like, "I still watch you." I was like, "What grade are you in now?" They're like, "I graduated college already." I was like, "What?"
Damn.
And that's a crazy thing that like,
it's crazy.
YouTube is just now, I think, having that now.
Yeah.
Like just now.
Yeah.
Because before it'd be like, yeah, I watch that guy, and then like I don't know what the fuck he's doing anymore. And like now you have like a couple people, like it's very like there's very like a handful of people where you're like people grow up with you, and usually that would be like how people would feel about like actors or whatever, or whatever. Like
that's
I
how
watched
we
that
feel
show
about like Rugrats and Hey Arnold.
Yeah,
and we're like, well, that's what we grew up with, and now
you're
crazy.
that to some kids.
Yeah,
and
now
and they're
I'm
adults
Hey Arnold.
now.
Yeah,
You're Hey Arnold now, man.
Damn.
I'm Tommy Pickles. Yeah.
I feel like everything, like you would kill everyone if they're like Alex Wasabi gets caught with coke and like hookers like stumbling out of this nightclub.
That would be a funny like
Thankfully, I
fake
haven't gotten
video,
caught
just
yet.
like you just fake coming out.
Yeah. That would be like the Macaulay Culkin or like Lindsay Lohan.
Where are they now?
Yeah.
And it's just like this like picture with him.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like
that'd
you
be
taking
crazy.
Your jail photo.
You're gonna go Shia LaBeouf on us, man.
Man.
Have you wanted to? Do you ever want to get into like acting, or were you always like, this is my medium and I want to stay in this lane?
I do want to stay in YouTube. That's always my main thing. But I'm always down to do like supporting roles. I don't think I'm in a place where I would like can carry a whole movie.
Yeah.
But supporting roles is cool. Like I love being in and out and like not being there for 3 months, but I'll show up for a week and shoot all my scenes and it's really cool.
Okay.
Do you have any advice for? We have a lot of our listeners want to become YouTubers.
A lot of people want to be YouTubers.
That's the thing now. Everybody wants to do it. Does that bother you that everybody wants
like
to be a YouTuber?
everyone's like, I want to start vlogging, and you're like, but what do you like? A lot of vloggers were content creators 1st. You did sketches, parodies, blah 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 blah, and then you got into vlogging. A lot of people are like, I just want to vlog, and you're like, but what do you do though?
Yeah.
You know, do you get that a lot, or does that bother you, or is there like practical advice?
The advice, I mean, I don't mind if people jump on YouTube. It is crazy how much more saturated it is than when I first started. It was like
Everybody,
me, Ryan Higa, Smosh, Tim, Jenna Marbles, and that's it. And then now it's like, I think
everybody. Yeah. It's almost like a requirement, like having a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Almost at this point.
It's like four every day. Somebody or 4 people hit 1 million subscribers every day now.
What?
Yeah, that's the average. That was like a year ago when I found that out too. So it might be more now.
What?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Remember when 1 million was like rarefied air, where you're like,
it was like, whoa.
This person hit 1 million.
And you're like, dude, that person, that's coasting for the rest of your life. Now 4 people, and this was a year ago.
Yeah, when I
4
read
people
that.
are hitting 1 million every day.
Yeah.
Good God.
It's hard to keep up.
Step your game up, kids.
But what I would say to people trying to start out
Yeah.
is like, just do it. Like people talk about doing it, but they don't do it, and then they're like wondering why it never took off. I'm like, because you never did it, or you did it like once and then stopped.
Yeah.
It's like
so just whatever you do, just be consistent.
just
with
do it. Yeah. It's
yeah.
like everybody starts at the same point. Everybody doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then you learn as you go.
Yeah.
So, but if you never start, you're never gonna learn. So.
True.
People are like, but I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to write.
figure
I
it
don't
out.
know."
When people come up with those excuses, I'm like, then just don't do it, dude. If you're gonna complain and be like,
Then you don't really wanna do it.
Yeah, just don't do it. It's not for you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, no one had to be like, hey, Alex, this is how you're like. I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's how.
Like we had a lot of fails. Like we were like, oh, we definitely shouldn't have done that.
And
or
that's
we
another
should've
thing
done that
too.
this
Like
way.
a lot of the people starting out, they think that's just gonna be like, I need to figure out exactly what I'm doing now, and then that will be the thing forever. They don't realize that there's a lot of like failure and reassessing.
Yeah, trial and error.
Yeah.
All right, man. We don't want to keep up too much or take up too much of your time. We've gone over an hour, man.
Yeah.
We're super happy for your success. And
Thank you.
Thank you for coming through, man.
Yeah,
No
man.
problem.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Also.
I mean, we told you it was gonna be good.
Yeah, and in the beginning I said it's not going to feel like an hour, and right now you're literally being like, wait, did an hour just go by like
Where
that?
did that handsome mixed race Filipino man go?
Yeah. It was a great episode. I was happy to, kick it with Alex and the mixed race heartthrob of YouTube.
He really is, man. And
Yeah.
he's just like a great guy. And I think it goes to show, like, if you want that kind of longevity in your career, like Conan O'Brien said it too, it's just like work hard and be nice.
Yeah.
And be consistent and things will happen. So like, I mean, he's a testament to that. I mean, that guy's.
Yeah. Honestly, in my experience of working in this industry,
Yeah.
attitude goes way further
Than anything else.
Your work ethic.
You can be the greatest whatever you do, but if you're a dick and nobody likes hanging out with you, nothing's going to happen for you.
Yeah. So a testament to all these bigger, younger YouTubers. Don't be a douche. Don't be a
Or
dick.
just anybody. Just like, don't be a dickhead. Just be nice, and good shit will happen to you.
So surprisingly, I mean,
Yeah.
people are like, "Hey, Ali, you're saying this, but you're the biggest douchebag." I know I am. But
but I'm here to offset it.
But I'm also fake as F, yo.
That's
I am
true.
so fake.
No, but he's honest about it. You know what I mean? Other
Yeah.
people are like, oh, no, I'm nice, but then I mean off camera. He's this all the time, and I'm this all the time.
Yeah.
So, you know, and shout out to Zane. You know what I mean? I feel like we don't shout him out enough.
Yeah, the
You know?
third co-host of this
Yeah.
podcast.
He doesn't talk much, but he writes all of our questions.
He does.
And, you know, he keeps a close eye. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, you guys just bought a poster and put it up. Nah, man. He's actually a silent investor and a producer on our show. He doesn't want to be involved, though, because, you know, being associated with the podcast is not good for his brand. You know what I mean? But he's always, like, checking in with us. And he actually pays the rent for this apartment that Ali lives in.
Yeah.
He pays for the studio. So, you know, shout out to him.
But
And he's a testament to, you know, the unity of Indian and Pakistani people, you know, because I'm Indian, he's Pakistani, you know, and we're getting along.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
And I'm Afghan and he's Pakistani
so
and
it's
we're
like,
getting along.
It's all legit, you know what I mean? We're all right. We're all neighbors. But yeah, thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share. And we're on every platform.
Yeah, if you want to listen to the audio for other episodes, we're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Stitcher. And if you're listening to this on your car or on your iPhone, you can watch us too, man. Check us out our YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Pledge to the Patreon.
Please.
For whatever, you know, $1 a month. It'll go far.
Yeah.
And
All right. Well, thanks for watching as
you.
usual.
As usual.
We appreciate you.
Of course.
Let us know in the comments what you guys thought about this episode. Other people you would like us to interview. You know, we can reach out. And
before we,
yeah.
you know, I even asked on YouTube.
Yes.
I said, or on Twitter, I said, please list who you want us to bring on.
Mm-hmm.
And people kept naming all these people. And I'm like, please keep in mind the type of podcast that we are. We focus on diversity, on diverse voices, voices of people of color.
Yes.
And we want to project those voices.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to interview Casey Neistat anytime soon. You know,
Yeah.
First we want to see how many people that we can fill up that, you know, deserve that spotlight, that don't get that attention.
because that's our whole thing, you know,
Yeah.
shining a light on people who otherwise don't
Get
get interviewed
overlooked.
or get overlooked.
And
So-
we want to give them the respect that they deserve. And then, you know, once we cover a lot of our bases, then we're like, let's broaden our guests. You know?
Exactly.
But for now, suggest some great people of color. Some
Yeah.
diverse creators, influencers, whatever. And if you know anybody that you're like, oh, I can hook you up
it's
with.
easy to get a hold of us. Just
Yeah.
DM us or
Yeah,
find
be
us
like,
on
hey,
Twitter.
I know I can hook you up with Niga Higa. I'd be
Yeah.
like, thank you.
Yeah. And I respond to all of my DMs.
Oh, okay. Is your open? Is your DMs
Yeah,
open?
wide open, baby.
Oh, okay.
Come get me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm waiting.
I favorite a lot of the tweets I get.
Yeah.
I acknowledge them.
I acknowledge you guys. We love you guys. It's community.
Yeah.
So that being said, we'll see you guys next time. We got somebody big lined up. We don't want to tell you who.
Well, we don't want to say.
But it's happening. And yeah, so I mean, that's it, I think. So
Yeah.
shout outs to you guys for watching. Shout outs to our producer,
oh,
Sumair.
do we even give him a shout out because he's not here right now?
Yeah, we have to give him a
All
shout
right, so
out.
we'll give
you
him
know?
a shout out regardless.
He got some family shit he got to handle. So
man's
shout
trying
out-
to get married.
He's trying to get married, man.
But
Oh, we
listen-
got to do a midweek at his wedding,
Oh, that'd be
like
hilarious.
at the table.
Yeah, we'll carry this around because it's all portable.
It's portable, man.
And we'll get all the celebrities there.
that'd be
Imran
great.
J. Khan,
Everybody will be
Hassan
there.
Minhaj.
Everybody, me,
Fahim
you,
Anwar.
Fahim, everybody's gonna be there. So yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Shout out to Sumair Khan. Yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys. Bye.